Hello everyone and welcome to another Historic video. So today we're taking a look at Rakdos Burn in Historic format. So with the recent ban announcement for Historic, well, I'm actually very surprised that nothing got banned. So here I am, having promised that I'm going to be playing Historic this week, considering that next week we're gonna have an avatar set and a bunch of timeless cards are coming out. So I'm gonna put most of my effort into releasing timeless content next week. So this week, I might do some, maybe like 1 or 2 more Historic videos, but we'll see. So I haven't done Historic Burn in a long time, and obviously for a good reason too. The format didn't really have much, burn spells, especially 1 mana BO3. And recently with the Anthology, Chain Lightning was added to the format. So along with Chain Lightning, Bolt Wave, and Bump in the Night, and Skewer the Critics, we have 16 copies of deal 3 damage in the deck, which is quite a lot. And as for the cards to kind of chain off our cards, we have 4 copies of Electrostatic Blast, which is similar to Light Up the Stage. You can only play one of the cards that you exiled, and you have to play it that turn. So you get a boon, you have to play it that turn. If you played another non-creature spell, you exile 2 cards, and then you choose one. So you have to be very careful with this card. Having played with this card, it is very easy to make mistakes with this card because you often forget that you have an emblem ready to go when you cast the next instant or sorcery spell. So it's very easy to forget. So that's something that you have to watch out for. Besides that, we have 2 copies of Light of the Stage to help with getting to our next burn spells. And we're also going to be playing 4 copies of Barbarian Rings along with 4 copies of Prismatic Vista. The reason for the Vista is so that we have an easier time enabling the Barbarian Ring, since the ring says that you have to have 7 cards in the graveyard. So this is going to be another way of burning our opponent down. And as for the sideboard, we are playing a lot of creature removal spells, considering that because of Eldrazi's, there's a lot of hyper-linear aggro decks out there, and there's a lot of linear combo decks out there as well. So the reason why this is happening is because the Eldrazi didn't get banned from the recent ban announcement, so a lot of strategies are going to be very linear in trying to win as fast as possible. So what all of these creature decks have in common is they play a Guide Up Soul. So you do have to have a lot of anti-life gain hate, and you also have to have a lot of creature removals. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Searing Blood, and we also play 2 copies of Fire Magic and 4 copies of Skullcrack in the sideboard. And even Jund, they play a lot of life gain as well, through things like Sheoldred and Baragoyf. So you're gonna also need some copies of removal spell in the sideboard, and we're gonna have 2 copies of Molten Collapse for that purpose. And lastly, there's a lot of Eldrazi's, and they play a lot of artifacts such as Chalice's Void, and even Talismans, so we're also gonna be running 3 copies of Smash the Smithereens in the sideboard. So I'm hoping the deck is fast enough to beat these decks. I'm kinda scared of the life gain, so we'll have to see how the deck does against them. So instead, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Historic Best of 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Alright, seems like could be Aura. We have 2 removal spells. Maybe this is a decent keep. A Forest. I guess I kind of have to do this, since they could go like a life gain card into another creature. Sylvan Safekeeper. That's actually really annoying, isn't it? I could try to get rid of... What happened to some of the cards? It looks weird. Right? It looks weird. Alright. This does look kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they play a Sylvan Safekeeper made it actually pretty awkward. We had to reuse two removal spells on that. So they could have the combo here, potentially. Okay, we can activate the Barbarian Ring at an instant speed, so that's good, but what's not good is opponents at 7. And they also fetched a Loris back. I think I let this go. If I draw 1 removal spell, I deal 2 damage and then 4 damage, and then if I draw a 3 damage spell, I win the game. Come on, 3 damage. Ooh, that is not a 3 damage spell. That is not a 3 damage spell. So I had to kill this thing because they're gonna be gaining 2 life here otherwise. Alright, there we go. Okay, so they're playing back on the deck. Fire Magic. This is why we play 4 copies of a Skullcrack, by the way, because of a Val combo deck. And Searing Bloods as well. I think I want to cut the Bump in the Night. And because we're going second, I don't think Eidolon is very good. And potentially removing Bolt to Wave as well. So like any like burn damage spells that don't target creatures are pretty bad. So we have Chain Lightning and Play with Fire. Double Ring. Ooh, we're drawing kind of bad though. We are drawing a little bit bad. Another Tralasara. I could wait on this next turn, which could be more damage. Do they have it? Actually, can they play Val with the forest? Okay. They topped it, so they might actually have lethal next turn. Well, maybe we're dead. It is what it is. Maybe I should even have Molten Collapse, honestly. We're going first, though, this game. Okay. Not bad. Very interactive hand. I'm not really sure if I like that. But at least they're not going to be comboing anytime soon. A Swift Spear. Just put on some pressure here. I kill that because opponent's land base is actually kind of bad. Skull Crack. Green Sun Zenith. Need to draw something good like Searing Blood or something. Let's see. So, if I skewer the critic next turn, this turn, they go to... They take 4. Skull Crack twice. I must say, we are not in a good position. Maybe I shouldn't have used that fire magic there. Leonin Vanguard. So they have a tutor spell here. I feel like we lost. Maybe I did something wrong this game. Yeah, maybe I did something wrong this game. So they didn't block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, that's not lethal. So yeah, maybe I did something wrong this game. So I need to top deck something here. Right, I need to top deck something. Opponent goes to 5. A single burn spell does kill them. But let's say if they have another Green Sun Zenith. Let's say they have another Court of Calling. Then it's a loss. But a singular burn spell does kill my opponent here. Like even a 2 damage one. Very nice. Alright, GG's. Very close game. Yeah, because of the Sylvan Safekeeper, Electrostatic Blast, things like that are kind of bad. Okay, that's probably a mulligan. Looks a lot better. Let's get rid of a Blood Crypt. Starting town. So this is Jund. That's Jund. It's kind of bad because they play things like Barragoyf, things like that. Voidwalker. Crucius. All right. Let us go. What does this say? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, exile the top 3. You may play one of those cards this turn. So I should probably Bolt Wave here. No, but then they can kill my Slickshot Show Off with a Voidwalker. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? Is that okay? Maybe that's okay. Yeah, maybe that's okay. Do we even kill this, actually? 3, 5 damage here. Bump in the night. Next turn. Maybe I don't even kill it. Because I'm about to draw some cards with the Electrostatic Blast. Then we have a Bump in the Night. Oh yeah, the Voidwalker actually turns off a Barbarian Ring. Okay, they're super dead. Alright, so Barragoyf is the card that we kind of have to watch out for. Skullcrack in. Searing Blood. If a card would be put into opponent's graveyard, so we could actually Searing Blood the Voidwalker. And we also want some Molten Collapse as well. Alright, so... I think we want... Bump in the Night Gone? I'm not really sure about the Kumano either. Especially going second. Maybe work with this? Alright, interactions. 6-shot show off. Pretty good. Wow, very unfortunate for our opponent here. Mulligan to 5, going first. I'm gonna save the Chain Lightning here. Okay, so they're gonna take away the Searing Blood? No. Interesting. I'm gonna take away the Ignoble Hierarch because they did mulligan to 5, so... Getting a land drop will be a lot more difficult. Okay, that's actually kind of a bad news, I must say. No, maybe we can win next turn. Also, they had a Thoughtseize. Interesting. I might have to kill this thing. Let me see here. If this is a fatal push, then obviously killing this makes more sense. I think I should. Since I feel like this is the safer way, and if they don't have a, you know, a removal spell, then we still get to keep a slick shot show off, and opponent's also down to 3. I feel like that was probably better than potentially just losing the game because we didn't kill the Barragoyf, you know? Uh, 6, 8, 10. Is this hand good enough though? It's a lot of lands. Each opponent exiles a card. Each land played this way comes in tapped. Short. This is a wizard, by the way. A bolt wave, sure. I might just ignore this. I'm gonna scry again. Maybe we are playing a little bit too many lands, you know? It's possible. Maybe we are running a little bit too many lands. Okay, Barbarian Ring active. I guess I just wait on the Chain Lightning for next turn. We could potentially like top deck a 6-shot show off. Or maybe a Monetary Swift here. Electrostatic Blast. Okay, they are technically dead. We'll see. Opponent draws 2 cards. Ooh, Flage. Flage. Wow. Okay, we might not be able to beat that. We may not be able to beat that. If I top deck a 3 damage card, I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I just need to top deck 1 card to win the game. So maybe I need to just Electrostatic Blast opponent's face here.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
Oh no. Yikes. That's not good. I think getting back to Loris is much better than leaving up a bump in the night. I think there's a good chance we might have to Barbarian Ring. They still have 3 cards in the yard. I think most likely we're gonna have to Barbarian Ring the Inquisitor, but we might actually be dead too. We'll see. They should have actually blinked one of these so that it goes to the graveyard. If they have another Flage, we are technically dead. We shall see. Ah, it's a slick shot show off. It's a slick shot show off. Okay, just gotta play these out. Four cars in the yard. Prismatic ending, so 5 cars. I'm forced to block. Okay, it didn't matter. Darn. So close. If we just didn't flood this game, this was definitely in the bag, but it's a bit strange. Considering that we're even playing Prismatic Vista to lower our land count, which is definitely not acceptable. You know? Okay. Probably plot leave these out. I think that's a plan. Starting town. That's going to hurt them quite a bit. Leaving this for next turn. Quite strange, quite strange. I might not even be able to actually chain lightning here. Could I? Will I lose more damage by chain lightning? Maybe opponent won't activate the Prismatic Vista here. Nice. Okay, looks like a Flame of Anor. Okay, we just need... What do we need right now? Definitely not a land. We might actually need to go down to 18 lands. Because we don't want to see anything past like 3, right? We don't want anything past 3. Okay, this actually might be my final turn because if the Flage comes out, I lose the game. Eidolon might be actually good enough though. Because if they have something like a Flame of Anor, they take 2 damage and then Barbarian Ring activates. Just can't be a Path to Exile again. So they're going to play the Flage, unfortunately. But it actually gets offset by the starting town plus the Eidolon here. Okay. It's the same outcome. All right. It's my last turn anyways. Okay. Let's see it. Why couldn't it be a spell? No. That's insane. Okay, I think we actually need just any spells. Like, any spells will do because we have the Eidolon. And then we have the Swiftspear. And if we attack, we can just attack, and whatever happens to my creature, they take 2 damage from the Eidolon. Oh yeah. Right? So we just need to top deck any spell. Yeah, I think this actually might be enough. Oh my god, we actually did it. Get rid of all the creatures. That doesn't have haste. This is a little bit slow, I want to say. But we are on the draw. And we have some good stuff here. Wow. Seems like the running trend today is my opponent's mulliganing down to 5 in game 3.
Oh, I stayed up too late reading.
Okay, so I have some things I can do here, right? I can leave up a Skullcrack for Flage. Or since opponent did mulligan down to 5, maybe I just put a plot this card for next turn. Maybe that's actually better. Alright, so opponent's gonna pass. I'm gonna play the Suggest off. And then I'm going to attack. I suspect opponent has potentially has a Flame of Anor. If I play with fire here, I can guarantee myself dealing 3 damage. And then I'll light up the stage. Is that better? Because without the play with fire, the following turn, triggering the light up the stage might be a little bit hard. So maybe I just get in there for 1 damage, leave up a Skull Crack, and then we'll just light up the stage. Bump in the night. Okay, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Because now I can't really leave up a Skull Crack for next turn. But if I don't play the Bump in the Night here, I think next turn my hand might be a little bit clunky. So I guess I'm just going to Bump in the Night here. So yeah, they did have a Flame of Anor. I think I'm just going to play with Fire the Tameo here. Lightstall Inquisitor. Dress down. I think I'll do this. Get my prowess down now. I think this works. I shouldn't have played the land, by the way. That's my mistake. Oh, I just lost like 3 cards for nothing. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I think this is the card that we just got from the light up the stage, and then the... Wait. Which one was it? No, it's actually the Electrostatic Blast. The cards that we lost. So I actually shouldn't have played the Chain Lightning. Okay, we're okay with this. I like the fact that they're playing a Thunder Trap Trainer too. Pretty cool deck, actually. This is a wizard. That's a wizard. This is also a wizard. Did they just take 2 damage from a surgical? Wow. Kind of insane. Into a Riddler. So I don't think we can lose. Because, let's say I play the Skullcrack next turn. We're just going to attack. This is 3, 4, 5, and then 7. We have 7 damage exactly. I did see a Mana League last game. I'm not sure if they still have that. If so, I can go Skullcrack. I guess I can go Skullcrack here. Maybe I just go Eidolon, thinking about it. 2, 4... Okay, never mind. Since I got Electrostatic Blast, I can just pass. Since I can go Skullcrack, Electrostatic Blast, and the Barbarian Ring twice. So Skullcrack, Electrostatic Blast, and then they're dead. Even if they have a Stifle. The ring kills them. Yeah, I have to consider Stifle as well because opponent played Consign, and they have a pretty good Stifle deck. Alright, so much better than I expected. The deck was quite fast, played against a lot of life gain decks, 2 Val combo decks, and we even played against a Jeskai control with 4 copies of Flage, and all of those matchups went pretty well. But it does seem like we do have some problem. 20 lands might be a little bit too much. A lot of the games that I've lost kind of came down to just drawing way too many lands. We are playing 20 lands here with 4 copies of Prismatic Vista. The reason why I put in a Vista is because of the Barbarian Ring, so that we can fill up the graveyard a little bit faster. Having a Prismatic Vista also kind of lowers our land count, right? Indirectly. So I thought 20 lands might be good enough, but we've been flooding quite a bit, which was a little bit of a surprise to me. So potentially maybe 19 lands or even 18 lands could be feasible, but I fear that the moment I do it, I'm just never gonna draw any lands. So I'm just gonna stick to 20, and in the deck list, you're probably gonna see 20 as well. And by the way, the Barbarian Ring was actually insane today. Actually, game winning in so many multiple games. Besides that, I didn't really enjoy Kumano too much. I think the Kumano was kind of mediocre, but at the same time, it was okay. Nothing really to write home about, you know, but it was decent. I just wanted to play more 1-mana creatures. This could even be Okiba. The reason why I decided to go with the Kumano instead of Okiba is because of the consistency in our mana base. You really rarely want to fetch a swamp, like unless you really have to, because the only black card is Bump in the Night and Loris. So we have a copy of Swamp just in case. But the chain lightning, extremely good for historic burn. 3 damage spell is very foreign to historic. I think the only other 3 damage spell is a Skewer the Critic that can target anything. And we have a Wizard's Lightning, so very rare for the format to have something like a Chain Lightning. And in this deck, it works very well. The play with fire was better than I thought. The Scry is very relevant. I did consider a couple of other choices that dealt 2 damage. What I really needed was basically a 1-mana burn that can potentially hit any target. There's a lot of life gain combo decks, right? With the Val combo. Having Play with Fire to zap like Guide of Soul, a Sworden is very, very relevant in this format. I decided to go with the Play with Fire, which has the benefit of potentially scrying. And of course, the reason why we want a 1-mana burn is because we play Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critics. Besides that, the Electrostatic Blast has been also really good. Between the 4 copies of Electrostatic Blast and 2 copies of Light Up the Stage, we do have a lot of ways to kind of chain off getting to our stuff. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.